Hi and welcome back. If you've been here before, I'm just gonna do a general reading, see what comes through. I'm using the Good Tarot. I always reach for this when there's a need for some positive energy. I was saying to a friend yesterday that I can't find anything that I want to watch, like nothing is appealing. And then even reading, and I love reading, like I just couldn't get into the books, and it's that feeling of needing some magic, something new, exciting, something different. And it's really all about tapping into that energy, and not from an external source, but from an internal source or from a higher source, from nature, from finding something that sparks the energy of love and magic and positivity that we all have within us and that we sometimes reach for outside of us. So let's see what message comes through today. That and that. I love the green of this deck, and the green energy is heart chakra energy. We have the King of Fire, which is the King of Wands. And again, the fire energy is about passion, desire, drive, motivation, inspiration. We have the Nine of Earth, which is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is about having abundance. And Pentacles is earth energy. But abundance can be money and finances, but it can also just be having good, tangible things around you, like having a pantry full of good, healthy food, fresh vegetables and fruit, having lots of plants and nature around you, having a lot of loving people around you. But it is a solitary energy, so I feel like there's a desire for this Nine of Earth energy to have an abundance of something. And then we have the Nine of Air. So the number 9 can be significant. Nines is reaching a completion. Let's see what we have at the bottom of the deck. The Nine of Earth Air energy is thoughts and words, communication. And usually the Nine of Swords is like stress and anxiety. But this is almost like there's white doves here, which is peace. And I feel like this is finding peace with your thoughts and releasing negative thoughts, negative self-deprecating thoughts, and the thoughts and the energies of other negative things that might be infiltrating your energy field. We don't realize that we pick up on what other people think. And sometimes if we have certain fears or doubts or uncertainties, then we can pick up on similar doubts, fears, uncertainties in other people, and then it sort of multiplies, perpetuates the worries and fears that we already have. So there's this desire to take charge, take ownership, take accountability, or find what we need within ourselves, that fire, to be able to feel the abundance that we already have and enjoy it without it necessarily having to come from someone else, and to get past whatever negative thoughts and even self-talk, the way we think and speak about ourselves, to others, about others, and just enjoy the peace and love that we innately are. And then the Star, this is about hopes, this is about dreams coming true, this is about healing. This is Aquarius energy, and we will be moving into Aquarius season soon. I'm getting filling your cup. even though that's not necessarily what we would get from this card. But you need to fill yourself with, wherever there's doubts and fears and uncertainty, and you need to fill it with more love. Every time a negative thought comes up, you need to be able to reach for hope, reach for peace, and say, if that negative thought or even that negative thing exists, the opposite also exists, and I choose to reach for that. I choose to welcome in and receive that. And this takes practice. It can be difficult. I do want to check the messages for these cards in the book, because the messages are really inspiring in this book. So the King of Fire can be a spiritual influencer, or someone who's very creative or artistic. The King of Fire is a leader. And the message says, when I am aligned with Spirit, I am a powerful leader who inspires others. So I feel like whatever experiences, he's old, he's gray, he's wise, he's mature. And we can have knowledge, but wisdom comes from experience and growing through even negative experiences in a positive way, right? So whether you're male or female, masculine or feminine, you can be tapping into or need to tap into your King of Fire energy and tap into spiritual wisdom, spiritual guidance, or maybe even share spiritual wisdom and spiritual guidance, because even when we don't feel like we are in alignment with our higher selves, with our soul, with love, with God, with the universe, innately we are, and we just need to tap into that energy again. My mastery benefits others as I teach them directly at times and indirectly at others, modeling what they might aspire to. And I feel like in any given moment, we can assess and see whether you are having a positive influence on a situation or a person or the people around you, or a negative one. And we're all human. We sway back and forth and in between. We sometimes get triggered. And you can assess whether this situation requires active action and saying or doing something, or if it would be better in this situation from past experiences if I did something even in a positive way with positive intention and it yielded a negative result. Maybe I should just model what needs to happen here. So maybe not getting angry, because fire can be anger in the polar opposite energy. Not getting angry, but maybe communicating in a calm way. Let's have this conversation later. Or I hear you and I understand you, but I don't necessarily agree. Can we disagree on this? Sometimes we just need to model the behavior that is required and not actively put it on someone, ask them, force them. Sometimes the action that we need to take is opposite to what we think it is. How can I be confident in my own abilities and vision without becoming rigid or closed off to new ideas? Again, this is fire energies. I can either be reactive or I can respond in a way that is suitable and that I would rather respond in. It can be a protective reaction to close ourselves off, become guarded or defensive in a situation. But fire doesn't have to be harmful. It can be warming. It can be transformative if we handle it in the right way. So using the fire that we have within us to inspire us, to fuel us, and not to cause harm and destruction. I love the sayings in this book. It's nice to use as affirmation, so I'll show that there. You can screenshot it if you like. And then we have the 9 of Earth. Discipline, self-reliance, reliable resources, restraint and self-control, the final stone placed in the foundation. And the message is, I know I can rely on myself in spirit. There are many tools at my disposal, and I use my resources wisely, solidifying the foundation of my security in the material world. I am diligent and disciplined, focused on completing the work I began long ago. I stick to my program, trusting that the plan is unfolding before me exactly as Spirit intended. So there's a need to not waver from the path that we are on, and to trust in Spirit even when it is difficult to do so, even when we are faced with challenges. The last one is the 9 of Air. Shifting negative self-talk to self-compassion, from fear to possibility, a call to faith. With a gentle, mellifluous voice, I tell myself that I will be okay, that I am okay, and that any fear is merely false evidence appearing as real. I forgive myself because I know I am a human trying the best I can, and need only call on Spirit to remember that I can and will do better as new possibilities begin to gather on my horizon. Sometimes when we are doing good and moving forward, taking guided, divinely guided, inspired action, the fears and the doubts will creep in. And that is when we need to reassure ourselves with positive self-talk. And when we find ourselves in moments when the fears and the certainties, the doubts, the worry, the anxieties overwhelm us, then we need to call on our angels, our guides, God, the universe, maybe even a friend or a loved one, for positive affirmation for what we already know. And we usually already know this. We just need to choose hope and love over fear. I wanted to keep this message short. I hope it reaches whoever it needs to, and that it sheds some positive light and love in your day today. If you've made it this far, please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to join me again in another video.